surprised
Everybody.
every single week with that intro.
Hello there.
Do I look like a Jedi or do I look evil?
You look evil.
You
Well,
look like you're
you're going all Sidious on us because we can't see your eyes.
I mean,
you look
Luke
like you're
covered his
wearing
eyes
a
too in
towel.
Mando.
There you
Honestly.
go.
Here I am.
That was a very Jedi-like unhooding.
With
I'll
a hood.
say.
Right.
Before we
clip
get
that later.
before we get too into it, AJ and I are plagued with a lot of internet trouble today, so the stream will probably be like really.
That's not all I'm plagued with.
Well, we're getting to that. But
Speaking
first
of
of all,
plagued,
there's gonna be a lot of
that's
internet issues. So if it gets like all like choppy and like bad, just let us know, and we might have to call it at some point early. But now that that's out of the way, everyone else but me is affected by COVID this week. Well, not directly.
I've
but
mostly recovered.
you
I think
recovered?
I'm good.
I hate
yeah.
that.
Yeah, screw you, Matt. COVID messed
sorry.
me up this week. This is not
I'm
fun.
sorry.
We haven't even seen you, Jack, and Matt gave it to you. No, I'm kidding.
I know. That's
like
I
this.
gave it to you through the scene, the
That's
stream.
me.
That's good.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
Kenobi.
yeah. So Kenobi.
It's kind of funny because I'm sure you guys are the same down there, but Jamie and I have been on our Stranger Things kick because we've been late to the party there. So no spoilers. We're not done with this part of the season yet.
Same.
But
Oh,
like
no,
we've
no.
been having so much fun with that, and obviously Kenobi's great too. But like my mind is like all Stranger Things right now. So.
I've honestly, like, once I watched the first episode, like, the other night, I was like, oh man, I'm on the Stranger Things boat again. Uh-oh.
It's such
Well,
a
if we're
blast.
Stranger Things is season 4 has been up there with season 1. It's really just incredible how much like the spook factor, the comedy, like all the D&D stuff. It's just also well done this year. And
Yeah.
I can't believe that one thing happened. No, I'm kidding. I'm with you guys. I'm on episode 2 still, so.
Yeah.
I tanked it all like the first day. I couldn't.
good for
I
you.
couldn't help myself.
We didn't have time. We didn't have time. We're getting
I know.
around to it, and then with this whole AJ being sick, we haven't been able to like watch it together, and because it's too spooky to watch alone. I refuse. I refuse to watch it
Right.
alone.
This season is not alone worthy.
No,
either.
it is not. I will say Eddie Munson owns my entire heart now, though, and
Oh, Eddie's
no one,
amazing, yeah.
no, just. All right.
Like,
Anyway,
enough, but he's
Also on the off-topic
one
side,
episode.
I want to shout out Ms. Marvel because that dropped yesterday. And I
Yeah.
was a big fan of the original comic where she debuted. Like a couple things got tweaked here and there, but like it's amazing to see a comic to screen adaptation be so faithful. Like there's like a couple panels that like the dialogue, like word for word, were ripped and used as the
Nice.
dialogue in the show, and it's just so cool to see.
Nice. Another
someone
show
like
to
Ahmad
watch.
Vellani get to portray the character so faithfully.
I'm excited. I really gotta watch that one too.
It's so good.
Yeah, I got to get around to that.
Yep.
It just came
Um,
out. So.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it was like that
yesterday.
and Kenobi. I was like, oh my god.
I had to make
it's
an
just
executive decision. I
smorgasbord.
only had time for one show yesterday, and it had to be Kenobi, obviously.
Well,
That's
you know,
fair, that's fair.
I had time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how about Kenobi? What do we
How
think?
about it?
Initial
Okay.
thoughts from episode 4.
Hang on, this is the one. Boo! Okay,
Spoilers.
just in case. This is the spoilers for Kenobi one.
Need the claps
Alright.
on.
Anyway.
See, I'm gonna come right out and say it. I was really, really disappointed in this episode, particularly because Obi-Wan swims without his robes, without his big heavy robe on,
I love seeing
so that
Obi-Wan
he's not
swim.
walking around with a soggy,
You know what?
heavy robe hanging off his back the entire time.
You know
I
what?
cannot believe
It's-
He
it.
can't. He hasn't talked to Qui-Gon. That's
It's
why.
because he knows he can't get a replacement. When you're in the Jedi, they're just throwing those things everywhere, and then they get new ones randomly. Kenobi knows that
But
he's not gonna get a new one, so he's like, I gotta save this one.
Yeah,
I gotta make
that's
sure I
true.
don't lose it or get it soaked because I only can wear it this one time. So
Like, didn't
That's a good point.
the Gungan shields like kind of dry them as they went through a little bit?
A little,
little
bit.
Clothes
bit,
are now
but-
Their heads were still wet. Their hair was wet,
Yeah, it
but
was
their
like kind of
clothes were
damp.
like a little dry. Obi-Wan, he dried off immediately after
Yeah.
he climbed into Fortress Inquisitorius, though. There was like,
Mhm.
There
there
was
was no
like a little
sog.
dryer.
That greasy hair got a lot of washing between that
That's
and the
true.
Bacta.
Thank
When we
God.
saw
Yeah,
the Bacta
seriously.
tank, I'm like, oh god, if we go into a flashback
Oh
in
my.
the Bacta, I will freak out.
It's the new thing.
When I saw the back to take, I was like, thank God he's taking a bath. Holy crap.
Oh
a
man.
bath to.
What did we
Sorry.
think of that little base on
Like a Bacta.
Jabim?
Jabim. I liked
It
it.
was
I
really
thought we
cool,
were going to
right?
see more of Jabim, though. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get
Well,
to see more of
Well,
it.
we
Yeah,
will.
Next week maybe.
Hopefully.
So Well, yeah, he's with all the rebels at the end, and they're going back to home base.
They're soldiers now.
So-
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
So-
a very off-color comment to make after everything that happened.
I know.
Yeah,
Read the
so
room, Tala.
it's interesting because I feel like this group of rebels, they haven't really experienced loss yet, which is why they place so much emphasis on like Wade like dying.
Wade.
Because we're like, who's
that was an
Wade?
odd
Why do we
moment.
care
Can we
so
all-
much about Wade? And
Can
it's
we
like
all just
Wade's
take a
cool,
moment?
but
Can
like,
we all take a moment of silence for Wade?
Wade.
yeah,
All right, there it is.
there it is. There
Paul
you go.
Roken got the worst news broken to him. He's like, "Hey, can someone like explain to me what happened instead of
Here's the
making
whole
weird
gang.
jokes and being silent?"
Roken
The
is
background.
awesome.
Oh, guys, sorry. This
Ice
podcast
Cube
is
stuff
off
was
the
great.
rails.
Already.
I loved O'Shea Jr. first of all. Like he did
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. I love him so much. Like he's gonna be great.
Yeah.
The background of this scene, Christina Ariel was in the background. Guys.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, she tweeted about it, and I'm like, she just like walks by in the background. So like that's so cool. Like,
Wow.
like what was that?
No, it's
So-
not that.
I threw this picture in. No, we'll get to it later.
Anyway, for those of you who don't know, Christina Ariel is the host of the High Republic web show on the Star Wars YouTube channel, and she's just like an awesome fandom voice.
The
And so
path.
it was very, very cool to like see her just like in the background. So hopefully she turns
I
up
missed
again.
her. I didn't see
Yeah.
her.
Well, I
How
didn't
was
see
that
it
mouse
in the
droid
mo-
that got destroyed?
Yeah, just
Poor little guy.
total bystander.
I love how we
They're always
haven't
bystanders.
like followed any sort of sequence here
When
whatsoever.
do we ever? Last,
You-
last
Oh, yeah,
week
no.
we started off talking about episode 3, jumping around to episode 1, then episode 2.
I'm just pulling up. I'm pulling up the
Yeah.
chat's comments.
We had 3 things to cover last week. This week we just have the one, and we've been like.
I
Well-
respond to the chat
That's right.
people. I'm
I'm
not gonna come back to Chad's comment in an hour from now. But yes, rest in peace, Wade.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I thought they
Another
spent a
moment
little. It was a little weird. They spent so much time on Wade at the end.
Again, it's
I was like-
because there's the comment that's like, you guys are soldiers now. I think it was to illustrate these rebels haven't
They were
really
kinda
seen
like,
loss, and so they
"Oh,
haven't
crap."
really like been serious
Yeah.
about it yet. So
Well, yeah, which is crazy because like this is like an underground Jedi smuggling ring. They've never encountered death and danger before. Like you guys
It's-
haven't been like you guys
But,
have been
like-
really good, I
I guess
guess.
not.
it's weird though because the character Roken, literally my favorite. This is so stupid. One of my favorite lines in the episode though was him offhandedly saying that his wife was a Jedi and the Empire
I know.
hunted her down, and it's like.
There's so many things
like,
with that sentence. Like, wait
like,
a minute.
There was a lot. He's like, my wife tried to hide it, but the Empire found out anyway. And like that's like how he says it. And so it's like, she was a Jedi. Who was she? I want to know who this was. I have so many thoughts in my head right now about like Order 66 survivors right now, and
Well-
like this show is just feeding me
There's-
right now.
There's
okay?
a great moment in the Vader comics where Vader hunts down Eve Koth, who survived Order 66, and he's married and has a kid. I think we actually discussed this once. But that whole sequence is heartbreaking because him and Eve Koth get into a battle. He kills the wife. Darth Vader kills the wife. And then right before he kills Eve Koth, he's like, hey, look at your baby. I'm going to take it. I'm going to kill it. And then he kills Eve Koth and he takes the baby. And it's like unbelievable. It's like, oh my God, what are we doing? But
Jesus
that's the
Christ.
kind of like feeling I got from Roken's kind of like. I mean, that's exactly what happened. They would just show up. They would just destroy anybody in the house and just leave. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, geez.
I
So
thought he had a
goes, I
bit of a
guess.
quick 180, but I guess the way I look at it is like
did.
he was like his initial gut reaction was no, I don't want it to do with this, but like forced to think about the situation further, he has a connection he can't resist, he can't ignore, and a responsibility based on that.
I've seen a theory
Um,
online that a lot of stuff was cut from this episode because it's only like what
would make sense.
38 minutes
It's-
long.
I was surprised it was so
felt
short,
very
yeah.
short.
There's a lot of like very quick things like the focusing on Wade. Roken's kind of change of heart happens really fast.
Yeah.
People speculate that there might have been more stuff on Jabim that we didn't see because again it's the same kind of thing. Like we see Obi-Wan in the tub for like 2 seconds, then he hops out, then he's immediately like, all right, let's go, and then everybody's like, all right, let's go.
It was
And
so
then that's
quick.
it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just kind of, you know. But yeah, so for what it's worth, I still liked it. I like Roken. I want to see more of him.
Roken was really cool. I liked
Yeah.
him a lot.
I'm bummed that it sounds like Cal Kestis hasn't made much of an impact
He didn't do nothing, dude. He didn't even
No.
tell people he was there.
No one's ever been in there. Nope, no one, never at all.
No
not,
Jedi.
not a soul.
Not a thing.
Well,
I'd be
I
bragging
feel like
about
that would be something that was like swept under the rug. Maybe he's definitely like tried to like keep like a lower profile to the rest of the
for
rebels.
sure.
I guess.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I don't
Um,
expect the Empire to be like, oh yeah, we totally messed us up or something. And
Someone's done it before. They can do it
I'm
again.
Liz.
it's very embarrassing. Very embarrassing 5 years ago. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
But it
I
also would have been nice to hear that he kind of stumbled on the path at some point.
but
Yeah,
maybe
you
he
feel like
did.
he would have had something to do with that.
Maybe he did,
is
but
the
like
path.
maybe he didn't want to like flaunt it. Cause like,
Yeah.
it's like I've been there, done that. A lot of stuff went down. I'm not gonna go back. And so like if someone, it's the kind of thing. If nobody brings it up, why should you bring it to the table? Sometimes
That's right.
You don't
Everybody's
necessarily need to.
He's smuggling Jedi through the tunnel. He's like, hey, dude, do you know that I went to the Fortress Inquisitorius?
Yeah, like
It was a pretty rad experience.
like you're
And
not
then
just gonna
Darth
do that.
Vader-
I think something interesting upon watching it is obviously in the show they have Obi-Wan holding the back like the wall that's cracking with the water, and it's a very, very tense moment in the show. I feel like it wasn't as intense as it could have been because we've seen it in Fallen Order.
We've seen Vader do
And
it,
we've
but
seen
Vader's
it-
very strong.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it wasn't as like intense as they like wanted it to like be coming off as because we've seen it before like in another medium, which kind of stinks. Like I loved the scene and I loved like the portrayal of it and like how Obi-Wan like redirected like the flow and everything really quickly. Oh yeah, there it
Ooh,
is.
That's great. That's a
That's
great
it.
shot.
That's great, right? I
That
like
looks
it.
awesome.
Putting
Yeah.
that on the wall.
You
Okay.
should.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I love the Purge Troopers. I love that you mention it.
Yep.
But I
I
think
saw
that they're
someone
they're
call
slightly
them
different. They're
Nerd
slightly
troopers.
different.
And I was like,
Called them
I guess they're
Nerd Troopers.
nerd, like the planet.
Troopers,
Oh,
like the
Nerd
planet
Troopers.
Nerd.
And I was
I
like,
think
wait, so were they not?
I'd say they were Purge Troopers, but people probably don't know that.
But they
they're
look
Purge
different than
Troopers.
Purge Troopers.
I think they're a
No.
different
The
variation.
design has changed in 5 years,
Can we get a?
and they're
Pablo
probably
here
going to appear
explain?
in. Yeah, they're probably going to
Because
appear in
they're-
Fallen Order 2. Sorry, Survivor.
Uh-huh.
In their new form, you know.
They have
some point.
released like a few random pieces of merch as well, like a lot of like Funko pre-orders, like Tala in her like Imperial like uniform and a couple other
Let's
random
talk about
things like
Tala.
that.
I thought
I
Tala
love
was
Tala.
toast. I thought Tala
She's
was
great.
toast.
Yeah.
How the hell
She's
did she
she's
survive this
OP.
episode?
She's
she
so,
is OP.
she's so good.
Choking out a guy right in front of like everybody in the room.
And
He
then
just
goes
got like out
back.
of
So-
him. Yeah.
As like like when you think about acoustics, right? Like soft surfaces absorb sound, but like hard surfaces reflect it, and so it's
Right.
much easier to hear something from farther away if the surfaces that the sound is bouncing off of are harder. So why the hell wasn't anyone able to hear that? Like for real? Like I mean, I guess I was rewatching it, and I guess because there's that like giant crate that they just happened to go behind.
Yeah, it was the giant crate, which
she
was
just
made of
happened to
very
be
soft
quiet enough
material. It was
behind
a
her.
plushy crate.
Yeah,
They were
it's
hiding
just very
behind.
fuzzy back there. It's where you have your really tough conversations.
It's where you have the tough conversations where you need to take a break, feel the fuzzy
Listen,
walls.
recording
This
studio.
isn't your station. You're not supposed to be here, okay? Silly
Mm.
buns, you shouldn't have been here. What you doing here? Come on.
Can
now.
I talk
Think
to you
about
for a
that.
minute?
Think about this. Think about this a little bit.
I love Tala though. I really, I
She's so great.
definitely
Such a great
like her
character.
Such
Yeah.
a
It's
good
hard to be
She's-
mad because she works so well with it.
She's so interesting too because like she literally is an Imperial defector, but like still like hidden within the ranks, and so it's interesting to see like how that is like played out.
Do you guys think
Yeah.
she's going to survive the series? I still think she's toast.
No, I think she's toast too. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Tala toast, dude.
Toast.
She'll probably have some
Toast,
sacrificial death or
probably.
something.
That'll be so
Yeah.
sad because I really
know.
like her.
If they took that much time for Wade, they're gonna take like a whole week for Tala. She's great.
Oh my
She's
God.
the MVP.
It better.
The last 2 episodes are just going to be them mourning Tala. And the last episode, I guess, she'll die in the 5th one.
I saw someone comment about 2 different versions of Obi-Wan, but
Ah.
my feeling, my thinking with that would be like he's becoming more back in tune with the Force, and he's not as rusty, or maybe just like in moments of dire need, he's been able to reach out to the Force. And
Well,
use
that's the
it.
thing.
It seems like
I
that.
mean, this episode especially was his turning point, right? This was him kind of rededicating himself to the cause. He has to
Let's get
break
that
into
shot
a
again.
fortress. He has to rescue Leia, and that requires his connection to the Force. And
Yeah.
under duress, people who are under duress are more connected to the Force when they,
When they
center
need it extra.
themselves. When the Force is your ally. So at the beginning, he's, trying to move a screw, but by the end, when he has conviction, when he has purpose, he's able to hold back, the water. I think that shows his character progression really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, like, to talk about like Fallen Order, like that's the whole point of Cal relearning the ways of the Force, is because he repressed everything, because of like, the trauma and just like everything from it, he just repressed all of it. So that's exactly what Obi-Wan has done. And he's doing it again in moments of like in Luke's like imposed repression there. In like moments of actual like dire need, like again in Fallen Order, like Cal only shows its abilities when his best friend like nearly bites the big one and falls into like the Borg gullet. Is it not the Borg gullet?
I don't remember what it's
the
called.
big, oh gosh, it's like a
I forgot
big.
what it's called.
Like
It's not a Sarlacc, but it's like
It's
related to
essentially
something like that.
It's essentially a Sarlacc. Don't
Like
go
bigger.
in the water.
Oh,
But yeah, same.
I saw Millie
same deal there.
mention Riva, and I'm thinking about what's gonna happen with all these characters and everything, and I thought about making a prediction video, but I'm like, what is gonna happen with Riva? Like, I think it'll be the classic redemption thing. She still seems to have a little connection to the Jedi. Obviously, when she saw that wall before she ripped it apart and threw everything away, she like had a moment with that Jedi symbol. And I just don't know. I don't know. But then 99% of the time she's pure evil. So it's I don't know what's going to happen with her.
We got to get a second half of that Order 66 that explains.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we'll get more of that. Maybe probably next week or the week after, I would say.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would happen
only two
during the
left.
Bacta scene. But I'm glad that didn't happen then.
No. I hope.
You know what I would?
Well, we've
you know what I'd
already
like to
seen
see?
Obi-Wan's Order 66. We don't. He doesn't need.
Well,
we
no,
don't
but
need to see that
Anakin.
again.
Yeah, he wasn't there for that.
Oh
We
yeah.
saw Anakin in the
Yeah.
back to tank too. Him
That was,
remembering,
that was rough.
Yeah.
Is it confirmed there's going to be an episode 2, or is that just
season 2.
Oh shit, jeez. Season 2 of Kenobi.
It's not confirmed.
I
It was a
don't know.
rumor,
Not confirmed yet.
It's just
no.
heavy speculation.
but
Because I'm thinking we have 2 episodes left. I would kind of like if they kept this storyline going, do another 6 episodes next year, and really flesh out Riva and some of these characters. Because if she ends up dying in the next 2 weeks, I feel like she was kind of a wasted character. Like, she has a lot of potential and she's a cool character, but I don't want to see her come and go so quickly.
there's
You know
a
who's
rumor.
not dead? The Grand Inquisitor.
No, he's not. He's
True.
not dead.
There's so much to
Nope,
wrap
I
up.
got two
He's
stomachs.
having-
I got two
No,
stomachs.
Wait,
That's
Like-
fine.
Yeah, he's got 2. He's fine.
he'll come back. He's fine. And
absolutely.
There's no doubt about that. But there's a rumor that they've actually changed the last episode of Kenobi after supposedly confirming greenlighting season 2. So whatever that
Really?
change is,
Hmm.
I would be willing to bet something to do with Reba.
You know what the big thing we haven't talked about is? Probably the biggest thing in the whole episode, honestly.
we already
the most
talked about
mysterious
Kenobi's
thing.
lack of robes. It's fine.
True, yeah.
Ned
Second
B
biggest
looking
thing.
at you like, hey.
No,
Oh,
that's not Ned
no!
B. That's not Ned B. Ah, no, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
This
The
whole
amount-
sequence was nuts.
No. Ooh,
Ah!
Tara.
Yeah, that was dark.
So the amount of times that like AJ and I actually like talk about like Master Sidoob is like
We love him.
we love Master Sidoob.
doesn't?
Like we talk about like the episode Lightsaber Lost from the Clone Wars all the time. And like just seeing that, oh my God. Like
Rip.
I know. I love the
Dude,
Kane
this show gets
lightsaber.
so dark. What the hell is wrong
episodes.
with this? What the
Like-
hell's wrong with these
Episode.
people?
I was so interested in this like chamber. I want to know everything about it.
Why
But
are
like
they
it's
keeping them?
just so interesting as well how the only like things you really recognize are like Master Sinube and then like a couple other Jedi that were like people have identified so far and then like a youngling and then it's just like normal people. And so it's like are these like people who were like Jedi who like hid
I think they were all Jedi,
afterwards
I think
but
they're all
or
supposed
like
to be Jedi.
Jedi
honestly
families? Oh,
What does
God.
this remind you of? It reminds me of Jurassic Park with the
Yeah.
Yeah, the amber.
in
for
Amber.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is gonna sound dumb.
Maybe
You
you
know what
guess.
else?
I mean, it looks like.
You know what else it reminds me of? It reminds me of in the Lego movie when they have all the Lego minifigures, like they're all like
Oh
in
yeah, they're
jail
all
together.
yeah.
Oh no.
It does
And
look
it
like
shouldn't.
that.
And it shouldn't. All the master builders together.
For this reminded me of Rebels when they use Luminara and
Luminara.
Luke's body
Yeah.
to lure Kanan. I have a feeling this is kind of like the Kmart, where you go and get like the Jedi body to then lure the other Jedi. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I mean,
my
I'll
next
take
question
Yeah,
Cara
like,
was-
what's the
today.
purpose? Is it like just to show them off?
Yeah,
But,
because
like,
why are
they're
they
not showing
preserving
off
them?
'cause
Why are they
they're-
keeping them as trophies? Who
Like, how-
There's
Yeah.
a lot of different reasons I can
It's
think
Who's
of.
weird.
going down to the attic to be
Like,
like, or the
fetishistic.
attic, geez, the basement? Who's
They
going
got
down
him
to the
on
basement to be
ice.
like, I got to look at Terra Sunube's dead body again?
What if they're still useful?
Quick
What if the
morale
bodies are
boost.
still useful to
Still there.
a
Well, that's what
certain
I mean.
emperor?
Sith science.
Yeah.
Cloning.
Secrets
Yeah.
only the Sith
Secret
knew.
only the-
I'm not saying that's what I think, but it's a possibility.
I
Maybe.
mean, it's a possibility. It's probably the most likely possibility. I don't
Yeah.
see them keeping, bodies for no reason, and I don't. I mean, I could see them, literally like unfreezing Terra Sunube from the tartar sauce and putting him on Mustafar to lure more Jedi to them.
It's possible.
But
Like a
So
weekend
I-
at Bernie's kind of thing.
I guess like my biggest question, I already have an opinion, but like, do you guys think that they're all in suspended animation or everyone's dead?
they're dead. Those you
They're
can't-
dead.
Obi-Wan seems pretty confident they're dead.
Yeah,
Suspended
okay, I agree.
animation,
We'll
They're
take them
dead.
out this
Your eyes
room.
are not open. That's dry eye. That's really bad dry eye those people would have if that was a suspended animation. You gotta close your eyes.
That's not all they have to worry about. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
No, it's all they gotta worry about.
Yeah,
It's like
some
an aloe.
amber
It's just like
freezing
it's great.
situation. It looks like I don't know.
I didn't even
I'm
include
telling
the
you,
Really good for
youngling.
your
It's
eyes.
the tartar sauce that they froze Man Ray in, and they're gonna
Oh,
melt
yeah.
him down.
Yeah, I think that they're all dead. I
No,
think
they're
that maybe it's some like Palpatine scheme where he's like, "Oh, I'll take all the dead bodies and like we'll use them for something
They could make
in the
use.
future."
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
Who
seems like
knows?
he's a saver. It seems like Palpatine's got a little bit of a hoarding tendency.
Just gotta-
Doesn't let things go.
That's
Let's not wait have all these bodies go to waste.
Yeah.
Let's not let
See-
all these dead bodies go to waste. What?
Get
The,
the, get the tickle
one-
belts. That's what they were gonna use on
Jedi
Leia.
Masters go into the green bin, and then the younglings go into the blue bin. Get it right.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man.
Stranger Things is already making me scared, and you gotta bring
That's
up
what
all
they
the
were
really
gonna-
spooky things here. Like, come on.
That's what they were gonna use on Leia. I'm telling you, the tickle belt. They got it right
They were
before
gonna break it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky she didn't break out the comfy chair.
So,
What else?
Oh, boy.
What else do you guys want to talk about from this episode?
I like the metal detector actually getting use.
Right?
Yeah,
That
the
was
security
interesting.
checkpoint.
Is it a
Like,
metal
I was like,
detector
what the
or is it
hell
just
is what
like?
the hell is that?
the one that Tala goes through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loyalty
I'd say it's some sort
detector.
of security checkpoint type thing because it probably like scans you as you go through, but like
It was
they
still
had to
red
like
when she
they
went
had to
through.
like clear it in the first place.
It's about as
Which is interesting.
it works about as well as the ones that we see at like conventions now, where it's not like quite a metal detector, but like it detects something.
Yeah, it detects something, and then they stand up there on an iPad, and then you're like, "Oh, can you go over there so we can look through your bag after you already went through the scanner?" And then they look through your bag, and then they're like, "All right, leave your bag here. You go through, and then you go through, and then you still beep." And they're like, "Oh, do you have any metal on you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's my belt." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's what it was the entire time." That happened every single time I went in
Ladies and
and out
gentlemen.
of that goddamn convention.
I
I
implore
implore
you.
I went in full Mando, not a beep.
Good for you,
Hilarious.
Jack. I
Craziness.
thought it was such a stupid thing because
That think pure best guy? No.
they wouldn't let me
Hey,
remove the stuff from my bag that I knew would set the alarm off before I went through. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I would go
Let me-
through and
let
I
me-
would
let me
literally
take
be
the
like,
stuff
"Oh,
out."
I have this bag of buttons. I have like all of this.
buttons
This is
always
what
went
went off." And they're like, is it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then I went through and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, I guess so." And I'm like, "I literally just told you what it was." That
And then
was
they looked at
every
you like
single
that.
And then they looked at you
Yes.
like that. Exactly.
I
Goddamn
think
prick.
she's trying to sneak something in her bag.
And
No,
then you looked at
I
them like
wasn't.
this. Oh man.
But to address something that Tabin says in the
Anyway.
chat, I think Obi-Wan's disconnection from the Force is more PTSD oriented, more like
Yeah.
Cal, less like Luke, who was. I mean, Luke's was also PTSD oriented, but for a different reason. I don't
Right.
think Obi-Wan is consciously making the choice to cut himself off from the Force. I think he's legitimately
agree.
just like grief-stricken and just can't connect to the Force. And I
Yeah.
think him trying to contact Qui-Gon is kind of like an external representation of him trying to reconnect to the Force. You know, he's like stuck in this place that he can't get out of, and you know, him talking to Qui-Gon is like him trying to get out of it.
I agree. Yeah, because Luke's definitely was more so, I did something really bad. I just shouldn't be doing this anymore. I'm cutting myself off. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan's is more like, I did something really bad, and I don't want to live with this anymore, in the sense of, like, this is way too much for me mentally, and it just goes away because he just can't deal with it. And that makes a lot of sense when you're dealing with something like that. That much trauma.
I like that. And it takes on a different meaning, like I said, I keep saying in the comics, where he talks to Qui-Gon kind of offhandedly, almost like a diary. You know, he uses Qui-Gon almost like just a way to talk to somebody because he's all alone. Doesn't actually talk to Qui-Gon literally, but just like, oh, hey, Qui-Gon, today I'm washing the dishes. You know, I mowed the lawn, and garden.
Mow the lawn on Tatooine.
This lady bought me a churro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. The T-47s.
They looked.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, but they looked pretty wonky. They looked very
You say that.
superimposed.
They weren't snowspeeder variants, you know. Like we have to remember they open the cockpits open differently. They're different ships than.
Well, I don't just mean the way they looked. I meant the way that they were CG'd. Literally, how they looked. They looked.
I have to go back and watch
pretty
that
wonky.
They were flying like it was 0G, which I thought was strange. I felt like there should be.
They looked.
More
the
they looked
snowspeeders
interesting.
always move like that.
Flying
Snowspeeders
aside,
always looked
They are
unnatural.
extremely agile.
When they fly, they kind of go in all directions. They're very floaty, if that makes sense.
I saw people
give my
talking
one
about how they
takeaway?
hover, but yeah.
My one takeaway about these ships, I don't care. I thought they were fine. But the pilots had regular very Earth aviator goggles.
Yeah, those
I
were.
didn't even notice
And
that either.
I could not stop staring at these very, very aviator goggles that looked like something out of World War II, and I was like,
Hey,
Also-
hey, if you look at what's
but
called,
it wasn't vintage Star Wars goggles. It didn't look like the ski goggles. It didn't look like the ski goggles, which is
these
what
were
the
literal
Hoth goggles
ski
were.
goggles you could buy at a
Matt.
store.
I'm
Where
well
were-
aware
I
that those
wore,
are vintage ski goggles. I'm trying to find a pair that isn't completely corroded because they
Yeah,
look like
good
they're
luck
from
with
outer
that.
space. But
Where are the defenses of the base, by the way?
Yeah, I was
They-
gonna say
they
why
didn't have
These
any.
no
snow speeders
TIE
just
fighters,
came flaunting in.
no
they-
patrol.
Well, we saw the TIE fighters all hung up all nice. You know, they were in the
Yeah.
hangar and oh, those look cool. Why don't they use them?
Why aren't any on patrol? Why aren't they ready to scramble? What's going on?
I mean,
guys?
it is interesting. It seems like
I
both
agree, Dallin.
Fortress Inquisitorius and Vader's castle have absolutely no security. It's the weirdest thing.
because
in
they're like,
Vader's-
no one's
How
gonna
did they
attack
get through
me.
the blockade? The huge part of Fallen Order was Marin had to make the ship invisible with her magic
Yeah.
to get by the block. Where's the blockade? Maybe they
Do
moved
snow
on.
speeders
Well,
have
no, she got.
hyperdrives?
Well, they came in the ship with O'Shea or with
right.
Roken.
Yeah.
Tala's ship makes sense, but the T-47 is
Yeah.
yeah.
Did Tala mask that ship too? Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both of them
maybe.
were
I like
masked?
that idea.
They
Yeah,
Trying to
probably
give them
came
codes.
in with
She
that
knew that was
clearance
probably
code,
gonna-
and then
Yeah, she likely knew that her clearance was going to get torched on this mission, so she's like, "All right, well, whatever happens, happens."
here we go.
Hey,
Yeah, full
Oh,
send.
yeah, love the T-47s though. I was pumped to see them show up. I just
Oh yeah.
that was my only tiny nitpick with the whole episode.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, the security in the whole Inquisitorius was a goddamn mess. No one notices a man in a trench coat with,
Oh my god.
with
How
four
funny was
legs.
that? That was amazing.
Bye.
Not even
Amazing.
his brother. He's so pissed off about Reva. He just doesn't
Oh my
even
God.
see her. Oh my god, are you kidding me right now?
I
Everybody's
love
like-
seeing the trench coat again, though. We really haven't seen that since
Oh, that was
Solo.
great.
Well, we see them as the winter coats in Rise of Skywalker for the First Order, but you don't see the Imperial trench coats aside from on Mimban in Solo. So it was very cool to actually see that again. And I think there was a few new variations as well.
Big two,
That was
big one for Die Hard energy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
And then
God. Yeah.
Mr. Vader showed up.
I
and he
love
wasn't too
this.
happy.
This.
I love they're laughing the whole time. This is great.
How must it feel to be fourth sister, where you just have absolutely nothing to work with other than
Yeah.
just standing there all cool in the
You're just
background?
hanging out, dude. That's
She's
me.
just like, hey.
If I'm an Inquisitor, that's me, dude. I'm just like, yep.
Listen,
hanging
I'm
out.
not the one getting choked out. I'm good.
I'm all set.
I just love the murkiness out the window and
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah.
Fortress Inquisitorius just looks so cool.
I loved how it looked in this. I think that's the reason I was
They
so
nailed
jazzed
it.
about this episode. I love Fortress Inquisitorius.
It was cool to be back. Yeah.
Fallen Order. So seeing it again, seeing Obi-Wan go through it,
It's
awesome.
cool to be back.
Yeah, it was cool to see Kenobi running through Imperial corridors, doing the whole. There's a bump over there. Why don't
There's
you
a
go
bump
check
over
it out?
there,
Trent?
exactly.
Like, oh,
Saving
so
Leia
good.
from captivity, getting tracked as they leave.
Very.
You know, like all between
very
all the like
reminiscent.
the blaster deflection action and that scene with the two troopers just like using the darkness to his advantage. Like that was spooky. It was great.
Oh, that was great. He kept popping out of the darkness. Yeah.
I
loved the
think
sneaking around. Like thinking about.
No,
go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say this whole show kind of mirrors A New Hope. Like, each episode is kind of like each like little chapter or stage in A New Hope.
Now, Matt,
I think that's cool.
Did you think of that yourself, or did you see a post?
Was there a post? I've seen a post about how it's all the like episode 1 mirrors Phantom Menace, episode 2 mirrors Attack of the Clones, but I haven't. I disagree with that. I think this whole show mirrors A New Hope.
Yeah, I agree with that take, Matt. Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Episode 4 was the Death Star. Episode 1 was Tatooine and the refusal of the call, and the hologram from Leia or from, the Organas trying to get him off world after Leia's captured, and so on and so forth. But I think this whole show is A New Hope as opposed to the individual episodes, like the individual movies.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Right.
To be honest, I haven't really noticed it that much until like this episode when he's sneaking around, and it was just just like sneaking around on the Death Star, and I love that.
To rescue Leia from a prisoner scene, like,
and then they get tracked when they leave. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, I thought that was so cheap until I realized that Reva must have put it in Lola.
Yeah,
some sort of tracker in her.
Poor Lola.
There's no freaking way.
Lola's not having a good show, dude. She's not having a good time.
Nope.
Holy crap. Every episode she's either getting destroyed or tucked away and rebuilt and hacked, and geez Louise.
She'll be fine. I love how it's really come about this week, the pictures that have shown, but Lola was a literal pet bird that Carrie Fisher had.
Yeah.
So they named this little droid Lola to honor that, and I think that is so adorable and so
cool.
perfect.
That's very sweet. It is like a little bird.
Yeah, little.
I really thought Leia was gonna lie about the location of something. Like
she almost did.
I know, but I thought she was gonna, and then she's like, I don't know where it is.
I
mean, honestly,
she said Dantooine.
I was expecting her to say Dantooine, and I was gonna kind of roll my eyes. I'm really glad she didn't. But it's the same kind of thing, Oh, tell us where it is. All right, but I got to call my dad first. It's like perfect.
You said that you're gonna work with me, so
yeah,
we're all friends, right? We're all friends.
I love that.
My dad. No, it's perfect.
And I love how Reva's literally just like, oh, it's a kid, I can't do anything. But then she goes to torture her anyway. But like,
grab your gift from Levi in the background. I just thought of it as I saw it there. And then
oh, Levi just said that was debunked about the Lola. Well, I'm sad now.
Oh, that was fake news.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, now I'm putting this away.
Now throw it away.
That's a pretty good name.
Oh man.
This Levi got for us at Star Wars Celebration. It's our favorite character, whose name I do not know.
His name is Watto's Box.
His name is Watto's Box. I don't like that.
That's the name of this. Yeah.
I'm not going to call him that. And he's from the Phantom Menace video game. When you're walking around Mos Espa.
Sorry, hang on.
Looking good, AJ. There he is. When you're walking around Mos Espa, this guy's walking around with you. And if you're Qui-Gon and you're feeling feisty, you can push him with the Force, and he goes, "Stop pushing me.
Stop pushing me.
Stop pushing me." And he says it every single time you push him. And it's great. And he's the greatest thing ever. And thank you, Levi.
What kind of alien is he?
Big head.
Oh, okay.
And a big head.
Yeah.
Thank you, Levi. Gaxel
Kelvin.
No, Kelvin. That's too hard, man. I'm gonna call him Big Head.
Big Head.
Covering up this Twi'lek lady right here because that's inappropriate.
Quiet, you.
Yeah. So Wade dies.
Hold on.
What was the other pilot's name?
Third sister throws a battery at him.
She does.
Yeet.
Pretty
Don't
much,
throw
yeah.
batteries, kids.
From batteries
Actually-
at
Very
people.
dangerous.
Not a battery, because it would have been a gonk droid. So glad we didn't see any sort of gonk droid violence.
Oh, you know what
But
I
we
think
did
it
see
was?
mouse droid violence.
It's whatever the E-Web turret
Oh yeah,
connects
yeah. It was
into.
the box.
Ammunition
there you go.
box.
It's the
I guess.
charges for that.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
Okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
But it looked
That's
like a
what
car
he sells.
battery.
The Inquisitors haven't really been known to strategically plan things out too well, Tabin, when it comes to taking prisoners.
They're irrational. They're
They kinda
Sith
just
pretty
kill-
much. They
kinda
just
slaughter
go.
people.
I really don't want to see. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys or not. I was talking with unpaid intern Rohan today, and I really don't want to see Riva to be just another Trilla.
I hope if
I-
they do
it'd
the
be-
Trilla thing, it's better than what they did with Trilla. I like Trilla, but she
Me too,
turns
but-
at the end, and then Darth Vader immediately shows up and is like, "I'm putting this down."
Well, it was good though. You know, avenge us. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, avenge
Last
us, but
words.
she doesn't do enough. She doesn't do anything with her redemption. She just like, "Oops, you're right.
Motivational words.
I've been a jerk." And then
Well, I don't think everyone needs to do something with their redemption always. I don't know.
She doesn't.
Sometimes it's good to
Yeah.
stay somewhat of a villain, I guess.
She pretty much like apologizes, but she isn't like at peace with it though, because her body's there at the end. So she's like avenge us, but she's also just like I owned up to this, but
But I don't want that to happen. To
I don't want
Riva.
that to happen with Reva either. I hope they do something better with her.
I
than
don't
do
think
a
Reva's
redemption.
gonna get redeemed.
She's not gonna get redeemed. No, I don't think. I think she's well past redemption.
Yeah, definitely not like this like
This is Star Wars, guys.
season.
Oh
No
yeah, it's
one's
Star
past
Wars.
Yeah,
redemption
but-
And I
except
see
for,
like a flicker there,
Palpatine.
a flicker of
Sure.
hope for her. But I hope she stays evil for
Yeah,
story's sake. I don't know.
No, I mean we'll see. I have no idea what they're gonna do with her. So
What does she want? Like, what is her goal?
Yeah, why does she want
maybe
to
she
go
just
after
wants-
Kenobi so
I-
bad?
I don't think she wants to be Grand Inquisitor, really.
I think she does.
But I don't think that's her main goal. Like, it
She's
seems like
definitely
there's more to it.
what is her goal?
She's doing everything
her
out of
goal?
fear.
Unless
Is
she
her
wants to be the
goal
next
like,
Vader.
kill Vader?
Maybe.
Like, is that her goal?
All she needs
To
to do
be
is
like-
stab him in the stomach.
Palpatine's
Actually,
hand?
no. I'm sorry, that doesn't work. Grand Inquisitor's coming back.
Right. But I just don't know. I don't know her angle.
I think right now
I didn't know
I'm
Boba
under the
Fett's angle, and I
assumption-
don't know her angle.
I'm under the assumption
Still
that
don't know Boba Fett's
she's,
angle.
like trying to just become Grand Inquisitor. She's trying to gain favor with everybody. She's trying to push her ranks up because she's been like the one in the dirt, right? They always look down on
The
her
gutter. Yeah.
as like the gutter trash or whatever. And she's like, well, I don't want to be gutter trash.
Yeah.
So she has this like
I think we'll
almost
learn
Moby
something
Dick
with more
complex
backstory.
with Obi-Wan because he's her ticket to like out of her status.
Well, yeah, it's Vader's number one, most wanted, is
Go
Obi-Wan.
big, go
So
home.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
that's the big trophy for Vader. So
But I would like more motivation. If they were to give her more motivation, I would not be sad.
hey, Levi's with me. I'll
Alright.
take that.
Yeah, I
But who
agree
knows?
in the sense of I want more motivation as well. Like I hope that we get more of where she came from, like what she was like in the Jedi and whatnot, and like what's going on with that. Because like those younglings in the beginning, they were very small. They were younglings. They weren't even Padawans. They were younglings. And like if she was one of those kids, like this isn't like that far later. It's like only 10 years
10 years.
later. So like
So
So she'd
if
be
they're-
like 20.
Yeah, she looks 20. I could see her as being 20. She seems really young.
How old's the actress? Not that ever
Not 20.
applies to anything.
Moses Ingram.
Well, I mean, actors very often play older than
Right. Marty McFly.
Yeah,
like the,
yeah.
the teenage.
She's 28.
20s.
She's
I didn't know
28.
she. Okay.
she's 28.
So yeah,
I think
that would
she
work.
looks young enough. I think
Yeah,
she looks
definitely.
young enough to pull off like 20.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
Daisy
so.
Ridley's 28 and she pulled off like 19. So
Yeah.
although she was like 25 at the time. But anyways,
But
same
still.
thing. Age, who cares about age? It's just a number.
Yeah.
Um,
Like when people point out that Solo takes place around the same time as Kenobi, only within like 1 year of each other. And
Oh,
Solo's
yeah.
like a full-fledged adult and Leia's like 10 years old.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Let me look at episode 1 with Anakin and Padme. Yeah.
God.
Star Wars is weird.
It is.
Star Wars
It
is
is.
pretty weird.
The ages are less important in Star
The
Wars.
Grand Quiznos.
The Grand Quiznos. No.
Where is Grand Quizzy? Is he saying? I love that.
Is he toasty?
Oh, he's toasty. Kenobi was toasty last week. Extra toasty.
And
He's
Tala's toast.
extra toasty in his tummy.
Some
That's
point. Oh yeah.
Got a little grilled on the side of his belly there.
Imagine if we just don't see him again in the whole show, and it's he's in Rebels.
I know.
That would.
Hey, that's what
Maybe-
season 2's about.
That I was gonna say maybe that could be one of the changes they're implying it happened at the end of this season after they greenlit it for season 2. And I don't know, man. I'm not happy they greenlit it for season 2. I liked this as a standalone story. How many adventures could Obi-Wan possibly get into?
I was
it
expecting
could be the
as a
same
standalone.
adventure. Yeah.
What
yeah,
if-
I expect it as a standalone.
I'll lose my mind if it's the same adventure. If they cut
What-
this in half and continue it, I'm gonna
It'd be
like,
weird, right?
I don't
yeah.
think that they can really like tie things up nicely enough with the way that it's going right now, with just
But
2
they
more
weren't-
episodes.
But they weren't
I
going
don't
to
think
make
that they
season
would-
2 until episodes 1 and 2 did so well that
Yeah.
then they greenlit season 2 before.
weird.
So it has to be a self-contained story, which
So you don't want
means
them.
if they're
You say you don't
if
want
they
them to go for the cash grab.
if they change the ending, it's going to feel unnatural, I think. But we'll see.
I agree. Yeah.
We'll see. I mean,
We'll
I
see how
could
it
be
goes.
wrong.
There's like no schedule of releases anyway, so why not? Let's just make some more.
Yeah, I would treat that as a
Let's just
rumor
bring it
until
on.
we see it from
Oh,
like
absolutely.
StarWars.com,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
No.
Is he the River Squad?
Do we want to talk about this picture now?
Sure.
My picture from
So
Okay,
Ryan
yeah, you
posted
go.
this today, as you can see. Follow him on Instagram, RD Mio. Great person, great Star Wars person.
Absolutely.
You know,
Creator of
great
Power
friend.
Trip on our YouTube channel. Everybody go to our YouTube
Everyone
channel
knows
right now
that,
and
but if
watch
you don't-
Power Trip
No, they
right
don't.
now.
Yeah,
No, they do.
go watch it.
Yeah, watch it. I'm
Um,
already on screen.
So this was Matt reaching for his green milk at Batu. And I was like, oh, you look like you were recreating the Jason Sindula. Well, no one has seen this trailer now that I'm saying that, I realize. The
I-
Ahsoka teaser.
I showed the picture during the podcast we did the other night.
You did,
I'll
you
show
did.
the picture. I'll bring it back up.
a
I've
very
taken a
blurry
picture of it
picture.
and I've looked
But it's
at
all
it.
Matt would talk about. It's all Matt
extensively.
has talked about for the past 2 weeks.
So
When
I have
Ryan
no idea
when
what's
Ryan
going on right now.
summarized what happened, I didn't
AJ,
believe
dump
him.
that
There it
photo.
is.
AJ, no one can see it.
I had it right next to the photo.
Yeah, it was right there.
See?
Oh, okay.
So right
I can see
there,
it.
you can see
That's Jason's hand.
that could be Jason's
Maybe.
hand. I'm
50-50
still
chance.
I'm still iffy on it. But
Matt
this
changes
is,
his mind every day. I don't
I don't think it
care
is.
what
I
you
don't
think.
think it is. But this is possibly Jason Sindula reaching for a cup, and that's possibly me reaching for my green milk.
So, and the picture was taken the day before that trailer got shown off. So, that's
I know.
if
So
that's not
it
the
was a
Force, I don't know what
complete
is.
coincidence.
When Ryan like explained like what happened like in the trailer, I'm like, what? Hold on, what? No, you're joking. That's not real. That's not real. Stop
I've
messing
like
with me.
barely like seen this trailer. So we do have a new episode of like the podcast now, and just AJ and Matt did it because they saw all of the trailers that were at Star Wars Celebration. I saw them from
Most of them.
home, and the only one I saw like in person was the Bad Batch one because that's the only one I went into. Anyway, you guys all know about that. So like
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, I'm just like loosely following along too, with this.
Matt's a bozo.
I don't think so. That's my
doesn't-
name. Don't wear it out.
If Matt says he doesn't believe in something or he doesn't think something, he really does think it, but he's just denying out loud so he doesn't
It's
get
more-
his hopes up.
It's more like I want it to be true, but I don't
That-
believe it.
That's what I just said, basically.
No, that's not what you just said. You said I believe it, but I don't want.
You said you believe it, but out loud you deny it.
No, I want it to be true, but that doesn't necessarily mean I believe it. Those are
He
two
wants to
different things.
believe, like
You
in
always-
Xbox.
to believe.
You always speak to what you believe and not what you want.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you want in Star Wars?
I
We
want
never know what
Jason
you
Sindula in Star Wars. I want Jason Sindula. I want the weird, creepy Twi'lek human hybrid Jedi who's also a really cool pilot, and he gets trained by Ezra. That's what I want. I'll tell you right now. That's what I
Boy.
want.
There we go.
There
But
you
I
go.
don't
That's
know
what
if
Matt
that's
wants.
Jason. I don't know if that's Jason. That's
At the
for
very
sure.
least, the casting for Ezra and Sabine was confirmed, right?
Not the casting for Ezra,
Sabine.
but Sabine.
Sabine was.
Sabine.
For Sabine, okay.
No Ezra.
But Ezra's
There's
all
been like
but
there's been like
all of them.
rumors and whatnot about like
We
Ezra
don't
and
even know
Thrawn.
who
I
else
need
playing
closure
Hera.
on who the hell is playing them.
We saw Hera's
I'll tell you off
back,
screen.
but we didn't see Hera's front, so we have no idea who's playing Hera. I'd like it to be Vanessa Marshall. I hope it is.
I think Filoni said it's not.
Ah, Ripperoni.
Filoni said he told Vanessa Marshall about it or something, and she was excited. So that would lead me to believe.
Yeah. Jeez. I hope that doesn't create too much of an inconsistency with her look from Squadrons, because that is Vanessa Marshall, right?
Right.
So
It'll work.
I think it'll work.
It'll work.
Fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way to blend it.
I don't know what else to talk about, guys.
Dog one for sale.
That's my
Well,
that's my deflection.
it was a short episode.
It was.
Vader's-
Last week we talked about 3 in an hour, even though we missed a lot probably. And this week we talked about.
I did
Let's
like
see.
Vader's appearance. We haven't really talked about Vader. Kind of. I mean, this is the angriest he's ever sounded. I've never heard him sound.
It's interesting.
angry.
Oh, he was pissed.
Because that's not actually James Earl Jones.
It's like his. It's like
it's a
It's
synthesization.
the same kind of thing they did with Luke.
Yeah, but it sounds way better. I think because Vader already is kind of robotic, like it doesn't sound as jarring, especially because we don't have a face that we're also trying to reconcile in our head as actually being Luke or actually being Vader. It's just a mask. So I think, and plus, like James Earl Jones has read the entire Bible, so they have everything. They have like almost every word you could possibly imagine.
Right.
He should read a dictionary. That's where every word is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
he
he's-
hasn't.
He's retired at 91, so like he's not working very much.
You mean that's not him in the
anymore,
suit?
No.
so-
Oh
Nah.
man.
Never has been.
Never had. You're right. It never has.
Never has been.
Call David Prowse.
Oh jeez.
Oh man.
No.
We will. I see everyone talking about Bad Batch trailer. We will get to that in our next podcast episode. So I would say I would talk about it now, but I'm recuperating from COVID, and so is Jack. And I don't know about you, Jack. But
We
I'm
gotta
running
get
out of-
some
running out of
pictures
stamina
as well.
here.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, everybody else is all. Yeah.
But wait,
And
we
then-
haven't talked about Wade more. We have to talk about Wade again.
Pour one out for Wade. Light a candle for him tonight.
Yeah,
Need a
Wade
dung
did not get
worm.
enough screen time. I was
Need
really
a dung
excited for
worm.
Wade to be fleshed out on screen for the first time, and just really robbed him.
Poor Wade. What does he look like again? I need to pull that picture back.
I
up.
don't
He's like
remember.
that skinny- he's like a
Poor
skinny-
Wade
he's that
Bob.
There he
skinny
is.
dude over
Look at that
there to the
hat.
left. I love that hat, dude. Rip
That's
that
He
hat.
Levi.
looks like he's gonna
Looks
sell
like
you
Levi.
newspapers on the corner.
He
Extra,
does.
extra.
He looks like he's about to tell you the Civil War has ended. I'm excited.
Oh man, look at Roken.
Victory,
Looks so good.
victory, vive.
I want more Roken. Roken in
You're gonna get more
Fallen
Roken.
Order 2, in Survivor 2. I want him to be in Survivor. I want them to do a crossover. I want Reva to be in Survivor. I just want this. I want them to tie in together.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is, and it's not going to happen. That's also what I want. I want a lot.
I really liked the hunk of wood that Reva just like smacks down on the table.
I know.
Hunk of
He's
wood.
like, "What the hell is this?
What
Wood?"
did she cut it out with her lightsaber very carefully?
No,
Or
No,
she
I
just,
think
like,
she ripped it
ripped
out.
it off?
Because it was like ripped on like the top and bottom there, so like I don't know,
I think she force ripped it.
nice hunk of wood just. Poof.
It's very. No, it wasn't precise. No, it's pretty rough.
The actor who
did
plays.
down
Do you think
all
they're
for
gonna
Wade.
get to Jabim? Or Jabim? Is that the name?
Jabim's gonna get
Jabim.
rocked next
Jabim. Do
week.
you think? Yeah, you think they're gonna get attacked? Do you think Vader's just gonna like sit down and be
Oh.
like, "Sup"?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be like Hoth, but they're not gonna get away.
And Obi-Wan's gonna die. Yeah.
I bet that's gonna
Yep.
be like something silly, like the Inquisitors are all gonna show up, and then they'll
It's gonna be
all
like-
right.
It's gonna be like an
I
Come
guess
on
we can
out.
relocate. I guess.
Wade
I guess
shows
we
up
kind
again.
of really need to.
Reva captures
Boys, come
Kenobi.
back.
She's like, "I got Kenobi," and then Darth Vader walks in. He's like, "You shouldn't have done that. We're gonna do this my way." And then Kenobi's gonna escape, just like in Episode 2. I'm calling it right now.
I know. Reva's always on the right path. It feels, and then someone else is like, "No, you didn't do it by the book,
And she's
you
like,
idiot."
"Damn it."
And then
You're a loose cannon. Turn in your badge and your lightsaber.
Walk through the metal detector.
The Emperor's on my ass.
You gotta do this paperwork. All this paperwork.
no one survives next week, and there's no finale
Yep.
There you go.
except
Which
it's
will-
Bail Organa. Just
Which will
doing
play
stand-up.
exactly into my theory that Tala dies. So I'm rooting for that. Everybody dies, not just Tala.
Of course,
Like
Tala's
that.
gonna die. All the character we always love the most dies. That's how,
That's
how it
true.
goes.
Yeah.
She's not in A New Hope.
Can't have,
Where did she
can't have
go?
any good characters walking around.
So Lola.
Lola is gonna be evil. It's gonna
Lola's
be
gonna be the last
Owl.
survivor. Like like the Super Smash Brothers trailer, how like Kirby's the last one
Yep.
to survive.
Could
It's
be
gonna be
Lola.
like that, but Lola.
Yeah, I could see that.
This was
She's gone through a
Kenobi
lot of crap.
in that Bacta tank, realizing he was in a Bacta tank. He woke up and he was like, "Whoa!"
He's like, "Whoa,
Holy
what is
crap.
this?"
What,
Where am
you
I?
just know that his Jawa friend on Tatooine is just gonna be very happy to hear that he finally showered.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Twice. You gotta wash twice.
he did.
That's
He did.
true.
Although I don't
yeah.
know how clean Nura water is.
It's clean.
I like the creature life underneath. Like there's some really cool stuff hanging around on the rocks and stuff. Like not only like the shark like creatures, but there was like an anemone
Little
squid
Sith
kind of
Lord.
thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
she is red.
Wouldn't put
Very
it past her.
ominous red eye.
Yeah. I love how it looks. It's very haunting, like the little seeker droids, like Dio from the
Yeah, seriously.
Battlefront Dio.
That
So,
Dio. OG Dio.
That Dio. Yeah.
OGDO.
OG Dio.
OG Dio. But yeah, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, that's it.
Want to
Everybody
send
leave?
us off, Jamie?
Send us off. All right. Bye, everybody. No, I'm kidding. Thanks.
Moral's bad. Moral of the
There
story.
you go. Thank you so much for
Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down. Thanks for watching the stream tonight, guys. Short stream. Everyone needs to go recuperate and feel better. Everyone in the chat, thanks for stopping by. Also, take care of yourselves. Please stay hydrated and
Wear a mask.
wear a mask. It does help. And yeah, that's
And wear a
it
hood.
for us today. And
And a
wear
hood.
your Jedi robe.
Wear your hood.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's the mega hood right there.
All right. Thanks, you guys, for watching. See you next time.
Finn.